Hello, we're back with more Wrestling Wednesday, or Wednesday Wrestling. I still can't remember which order I put that in. And now last time I talked about PCW and I did a lot of in-house shows there. I had a lot of fun. I learned so much off guys like Cletus Blood, J-Rock, not J-Rock, is it Mad Rock? Now he's J, and then he became Jay Andrews in PWA. Mike Burr, who was Fox back then. There was Mad Dog, Lobo, Crackerjack. So many of these guys that were just coming in and out of these house shows. Cremator, Spike Steele. I mean, it was like the peak of Victoria at this point in time. It was so cool to I'd work their matches at these in-house shows, and they knew me, friend of Daniel's. All right, he can ref our match. And all I did was listen, because god damn it, what I learned early was we're given 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. It's twice as important to listen as it is to talk, especially when you're just starting out. So, yep, I was listening to a lot of them, learning how to referee and listen to the guys and work with what they're doing. It's nothing to do with me. I react to whatever the hell they're doing. So it was cool. So I was doing PCW in-house shows and I was enjoying that. I was having a lot of fun, learning. And then I thought, you know what, there's more to this. And I heard about this group called AWF up in Sydney. I thought it's all well and good working here. But you know what, I know some of these guys are working up there too, up in Sydney. So I thought, you know what, bugger it. I can send an email and see if they need a ref and see what I can do. So I sent an email to the head of AWF at the time, and he wrestles at TNT, his name's Greg. Don't think that's a secret to anyone 20 years later. And he just said, cool, send me a photo, what you look like in your ref shirt, this sort of thing. How long have you been reffing? I told him, not long, maybe a year by that stage, I think. He goes, look, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay you because it's a new venue. I do remember that. He actually told me right from the start, I don't know if I can pay you. Depends on the crowd, depends on this, so you may not get any money for this. I'm like, I don't give a shit, I just want the experience. So I thought, bugger it. So it was all set up, jumped in the car, ready to go. Before I left the house, the fuel pump shit itself. Luckily, my dad had his work ute for the weekend and goes, you know what? Take my car. It's on gas. Off you go. Just bring it back by next Friday. I'm like, well, I'm hoping to be back by Monday, but all right. So, yeah, off I went. Now, back then, this is before, like, GPS and all this. So all I had was, like, maps, fold-out maps sort of things that you'd buy from servos. This generation never fucking understand. But it was just an adventure. I did this by myself. I've never done this sort of thing by myself. I've never driven interstate. I don't remember having my license that long by this stage. Well, you know what? Bugger it. Off we go. Went off. I remember I went a day early because I thought I'm going to break it up and enjoy this. So I'm trying to remember where the hell I stayed. Wasn't Yass, because that's where the Macca's is. Bear with me a sec. It was Goulburn. Yeah, Goulburn. I had to look at a map of Australia, like New South, and sort of figure out where the hell. So I remember stopping at Yass and then going, you know what, bugger it, let's go. I'll get as far as Goulburn, stay there the night. As I said, this is pre-smartphone and all this sort of shit, so I didn't book ahead. I just thought, you know what, fuck it, let's figure this out. Pull in there, found a place, cheap room. Cool. I've walked up to the reception dude and gone, where's a good place to eat? He goes, you travelling by yourself? Yep. You single? Yeah, not that that has anything to do with it. If you go down to this place, it was a Friday night, topless waitresses. I'm like, okay. So I went there, left the car at the hotel, walked down the street, titties and beer. It was a good night. So then, yeah, the next day, drove the rest of the way to Wollongong. That's right, the show was in Wollongong. And a couple of guys, I'm pretty sure it was Crackers was there, Cletus was there, pretty sure Mad Dog as well. And I've rocked up and they're like, oh, dude, what are you doing here? First of all, oh wait, I was the first one there out of the Victorian crew because they didn't know I was going. I didn't know they were booked. I don't think I did. Anyway, I've walked in and a couple of the guys were setting up the ring. They're like, can we help you? I'm like, hi, I'm David. I'm from Victoria. I'm refereeing on this show. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, we've heard about you. Greg's over there. Walked up, introduced myself. First thing he said was, Daniel. No. David. I'm sure to this day, I don't remember if I asked him or not, but he thought I was Daniel Beaumont, my mate. Yep. But that's all right. So yeah, he figured out, yeah, all right, you're going to do a couple of these matches. Our referee's doing this. In the main event, you're starting off. We're going to bump you out and you're going to get taken out, and our referee's doing the rest of the main event. Cool. Whatever you want to do. I don't give a shit. It's your show. So I do have one photo from this show, and I'll put this in here, and this is where I got taken out in the main event by Mark Hilton.
And on that note, we cue the music.
And yeah, I remember it being really, really cool. And then after the show, we went to the RSL afterwards, which was just down the road from the hotel. And look, I didn't get paid, but I remember Greg bought me a bunch of, a couple of beers, 2-3 beers. You know what? Anytime I'm in Sydney, I was welcome back. I've gone up numerous times and done shows for him. I've refereed shows when he's come down to Melbourne. So, look, it was always good. I'm sure being friends with Daniel opened that door too. But yeah, look, I had a great night that night. Got to meet Sydney guys who, there are some that I'm still friends to this day with and keep in touch with. And yeah, look, it was so much fun, and I'd never done a trip like that. But that was the first time I did that. So I'm sure I'll talk about many, many more trips. So yeah, AWF, first interstate place I worked for. And just because of that, thank you, Greg. It was always cool.